winter before this trip, I decided I was done with excuses. It was time to tour America on my bike. I finally saved up enough money, only a few $1,000s in the end, by working throughout the winter, partially with bike delivery, which would give me plenty of experience with the harsh conditions of cold, rain, wind, or snow. Since I lost the memory card that contains the first week of this trip, just a brief recap. I flew out to Canada, biked down to Bellingham, and now I'm in the North Washington wilderness, where the norm is icy temperatures and grizzly bears. This is where our story starts.
I can hear the rain. I can hear it raining pretty intensely, and I'm under the cover of tons of trees, but I'm still getting pretty soaked. Anyway, didn't get mauled by a bear 3 nights in a row, 3 for 3, so pretty stoked about that. Hopefully this rain lightens up a bit. I've got my hand warmers in the tent, keeping me warm. I should probably start my day because it's going to be raining all day and then thunderstorming. So, should get a move on.
Washington right now, probably weighing about 100 pounds. Right now all these cars are going around like they're God's gift to earth, so you're relegated to this little space on the sidewalk where the cars are gonna flip you off and try to run you over to the side. But anyway, I'm heading up to the mountains right now, weighing, like I said, probably 100 pounds. Like, how are you gonna carry all that? I've got a backpack, I've got 4 panniers. I'll make it work. I heard about this thing that cyclists have out in Seattle where it's basically like baby diaper rash cream that they just put on their ass to prevent from chafing. And my friend was like, hey, do you use that? And I was like, no, I didn't even know that was a thing. But you know, it's June, it's Pride Month, so I figure I might as well get some ass chafing and show some solidarity. Okay, officially in the land of no more cell phone service. So yeah, this is home for the night. Pretty dope spot. Alright, so let me explain dinner. I'm gonna wash this peach up. I have a strange amount of faith in this river water. Looks clean enough. Hopefully I don't get any horrible disease, although it's very possible. It is June 11th, I think. I can't even keep track anymore. My tent is covered in dew. That's pretty interesting. Maybe because I'm by the river or up in the mountains. It's gonna hit like some ridiculous temperature today, like maybe 90 degrees. I can't check because I have no cell phone service here. Got my men's one-a-day vitamins. Don't know how good these things are, but I picked them up because I think, well, I'm spending a lot of energy. We've got some Duracell AA batteries. You boil those for a good couple minutes and it makes this delicious sauce that you can use to cover anything in. And probably gonna make some potato onion pepper mix. You can eat these white parts of the pepper. The government doesn't want you to know that you can eat the white part of this pepper. You really gotta use everything when you're in this sort of situation. So I'm about to make tea from the river water. Pretty confident that it won't make me sick. Famous last words, right? I found a pretty good scoop of water that seems fairly trustworthy, at least for making tea with. So I'm gonna try that. So time to have my tea. Best case scenario, I have good tea. Worst case scenario, I fucking die. Let's see how it works out. All right, science lesson. When water freezes, it turns into ice or snow. Normally this happens at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's literally 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And there are fucking chunks of ice on this mountain. I just want you to appreciate the absurdity of the situation, that every spot is covered in snow and ice, and I'm boiling out here. Even the snow that I put on my head earlier that I thought would cool me down, it just like evaporated. Probably a little dangerous to be filming in these conditions, but fuck it. Check that out, maximum speed 32 miles per hour. Well, this thing's picked clean. I don't know what it was. Maybe a deer. It looks like the shape, and it's just disintegrated. So I think I'm gonna hike up ahead a bit, try to find a little camping spot. You're not gonna believe this, but this little tea lounge thing of water, this is all the water I have left. Meaning that not only did I drink from all of these bottles in the last couple days, and there are like a few more hiding in there. Gonna have to stop by into town, which is 10 miles down, and get some water, because I also have to use it for cooking, not just for drinking. That's the tricky part. They've got a hang on. They've got a Confederate flag over there in fucking central Washington State. So, sorry for the shitty cell phone footage. My GoPro's dead, I don't have a chance to charge it. Still going up the world's shittiest road. Here's the view though. It's pretty nice, but holy shit, it's so steep. I literally cannot bike up it. I have to drag my bike with all my stuff up to the top, and who knows how many miles I'll have to do that for. Yeah, I can't even move while I'm filming. That's how much effort this takes. It's another day on this hell road. 0 people have come. I don't think any animals besides mosquitoes have come either. Millennials are killing the camping industry with this trick of being too broke to pay for camping and just camping out in the woods. Anyway, let's get this bread. Let me show you the kind of debasing stuff I have to go through. This is me right now, like a mule, carrying this bike up this hill, leaning my body against the front so that I can distribute the weight a little more evenly. This is so steep. Like, I can barely bike up this. This is absolute hell. It's super hot, just like it was yesterday. And every time you think you can see the sky, because there are fewer trees, because it's clearer, because you're higher up,
it just keeps fucking going. Sometimes for roads like these, you just want to take it straight downhill back the way you came. All right, I'll try to make it. I can't, dude. I absolutely can't. I see what should be the end of the tree line like 20 times, only for there to be more mountain. I just have to toss my shit because I can't bike up this. It's too rocky, and I am beyond done as far as carrying it. So I think I'm just gonna lay down for a little bit, maybe eat something. You want to know the difference between heaven and hell? Hell is this barren Mars landscape with rocks, redness, sand, and nothing but pain and uphill. And heaven, up ahead, is this extremely out of place looking paved road that goes down and means that I've topped out and is actually rideable. I don't know why it ends so suddenly like this, but I think we're crossing over into the gates of heaven. So the roads have decided to go back on their bullshit, but at least it's going downhill. Watch out for those rocks. This is pretty sweet. This is pretty sick, actually. It's a little scary to be filming at this speed, but it's all good as long as I keep my eye on the road and not on my stupid camera. But there's Mount Adam in the distance. Whoa. And this is what's going on. So this is finally the downhill that I was promised. And that's the mountain. What a fucking view. What a view. Out here in the town of Hood River still, but slowly making my way down to Mount Hood and eventually into Portland.
say I cleaned up pretty nicely. Essentially, no sign I was here besides this depression in the ground that you couldn't even tell what's going on. Look at that sign. It says, "Welcome to downtown Sandy." Now, what do we have here? Gas station, 7-Eleven. Poppin'. So I'm on my way to the forest park. Hopefully I can pitch a tent while it's still light out. Hopefully it's safe out there. I have no idea what it's like. Okay, so I've done my share of bushwhacking. This is where I've ended up, this little spot. I'm gonna try to push my bike through here, maybe lay my sleeping pad down there. No one's really gonna wanna come by because there's so many obstacles. Besides the mosquitoes, there are like all these thorny bushes and shit. Only an idiot like me would go through all this trouble.
My phone's dead. My battery reserves are dead too. So I'm gonna try to head into a cafe or something.
Sat at a coffee shop for 3 hours. That's what traveling's all about, going to cafes and mooching off of their resources for hours on end. Oh my. That's the security car waiting for us. Well, I'm about to dip out later. Okay, so I'm out couch surfing in Portland, cleaning myself up. I know I don't look clean at all, but I'm relatively much cleaner than I was before. And also, I am gonna go and buy some new clothes, because this is all I have as far as warm as I can make myself, besides crawling into a sleeping bag. And it's going to hit 48 degrees and it's going to be rainy tomorrow where I'm going, so that's going to be very unpleasant unless I actually find some sort of better gear. Alright, this is me in the middle of my transformation. I've definitely let the beard grow too long. It's probably the longest I've grown it out. Look at that, suddenly I'm 10 years younger and I have razor burn all over my neck. Hi, cat. Oh, here's the cat. This cat and I were cuddling earlier last night. She just pulled up and said hi. Hello. Wow, I've never mobbed on a bridge like this before with this many people.
I didn't think it was going to be this easy.
Yeah. All right, well, we got some other shenanigans to do.
We got some other rooftops.
Hell yeah. What's your name, man?
Brendan.
Brendan?
Yeah.
John? Dan. Fuck.
Dan?
I'm confusing my own name and other people's names.
Well, it's nice to meet you, John or Dan.
Promise you won't push me.
I will not. If anything, I will hold your fucking leg.
All right, cool. My friend taught me that if you're gonna like lean on the edge of a building like this, you want to lean back. Yeah. Oh, so you're seasoned. You're a veteran.
As you can say.
Oh, don't get hit by the train. Oh my fucking god. No way. No fucking way, dude. Oh my god. Hey, we corked the train. It's weird. I was in a city not too long ago. What is very strange to me is not just that people live like this, but that a lot of people enjoy living like this. I don't know, man. I couldn't do it. Good morning. I probably look and feel awfully tired. It is Friday, June 21st. That is summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. And I've squandered it by sleeping 11 hours, and I still feel tired. So when you're out on the road like this, particularly when you have no cell phone service, all you kind of have to think about is memories. And one of the memories I have is with a very good friend of mine who overdosed on antidepressants about 8 years ago or so. And I was thinking about how much it sucks to not know what that person, damn spider, what that person could have done or could have achieved. Because death really sucks, you know, it's so final. And I don't believe in an idea of heaven or the afterlife. You know, some people take comfort in that, but I think it's just it, you know, when you die, you die. We really have to appreciate this gift that we have. At a certain point, you may never get that chance to do that thing that you want to do, but my point is not live in the present necessarily. Kind of appreciate what you have now, appreciate what's there today. I appreciate this corn right now. Kind of funny, right? Corn is such a simple, like, nothing food that I wouldn't give half a shit about on a given day. But right now, with this ocean breeze in Tillamook County, while it's cold, I'm gonna appreciate eating some warm corn. Time-lapse of me fixing it. Okay, I think I finally fixed it, but look at how black my hands have become in the process. It's been an hour and a half of me trying to adjust my broken tube and also my brake pads. I look and feel like a total clown trying to use the broken bike pump. Try to show you how that looks, where I'm kind of pumping like this. You can't take journeys like this and be afraid of ghosts or be superstitious. It's worry enough that you got to deal with bears and mountain lions and poison oak and actual real credible dangers. Once you start thinking about, oh, what if I run into a Yeti or something, or What if there are ghosts in this forest? Then you're just clowning. So Russ, you've had this card since you were 7. You are 28 right now, and you are giving me this card that you have had for 20 odd years.
That's St. Michael destroying the devil.
That's fucking awesome, bro.
You have a long journey ahead of you, and I give you my protection.
That's fucking dope, man. That's what's up. So in theory, it's very high up and pretty intimidating, but in theory, I can push my stuff up here over the edge, and I know I can climb up that. The only sketchy thing is that it's the 4-story drop to the bottom. People might say, aren't you worried that someone would emulate what you're gonna do? And I just think, who the fuck would take 5 heavy-ass bags, push them up there, and then climb up there themselves, and then sleep out there? Fucking nobody. Nobody but me. So here with Brendan and Zach, right as I was setting up my camp, these guys showed up and actually fucking helped me. All we have to do, just like get the sleeping pad on there and then lock up the bike, and then we're good to go. It's really scary. There's like a 40-foot drop.
Yeah, look down there. Jeez.
The expedition though.
Upper body strength right here.
Right. Good shit.
He's made it.
So I'm just going to show you some DIY rope work. So about maybe 3 cars passed by while I was doing that. The funny thing is that you probably couldn't even see most of what was going on depending on what angle you're looking at. Anyway, good morning. It's good to be down. Time to unlock and get some breakfast. It's kind of a notoriously dangerous spot for cyclists, and someone there told me that they saw some dude out in the road where like his body was like mangled and shit. Clearly he wasn't alive, the bike was in pieces, there's not much of a shoulder here, so apparently you have to be really careful on this particular road. Just would like to point out that I've been wearing the same pair of jeans for about a month. They've held up pretty well. I mean, I have been washing them, obviously. I was expecting to do a little more, like, actual cooking on the road, but, you know, my time is so devoted to biking now that I don't have a lot of time for actual cooking. So, this is where canned food is super convenient. Look at how my glasses just fog up. I've heard about this thing that happens to athletes where after they exert a lot of energy, they feel like throwing up, feeling super hungry, very thirsty, very tired, and for the first time in my life, tired to the point where I almost feel like throwing up. Oh, it has been my longest day so far. I've biked 70 miles, eaten maybe 3,700 calories, and I'm ready to pass out.
Alright, taking a rest day after my 70 miles. Y'all ain't ready for what's about to happen though.
I think you have to return the story to the camera. Oh, good. I used to work for Hollywood Videos. Oh, yeah.
Oh man, y'all were not ready for this. This is the first month on the road officially. I think I've gotten it down to a science. This whole, like, when do you buy food and water? What is the map saying? When to start looking for campsites? What is an adequate campsite? Already set up my tent, not that you can see it in this lighting. Life is good. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's going to be July 1st. And I'm slowly approaching Crater Lake, Klamath Falls, and eventually Northern California. Let's do it. I have my 5th flat of the trip in about a month. So I'm gonna try to fix that. Swarmed by mosquitoes right now. As you can see, they're flying all over the place. I'm gonna have my pump handy and then just pump it every couple miles. And then I'll actually replace it when I get to the lake because I wanna actually see Crater Lake at some point today. I legitimately cannot bike up this hill. It is way too steep, way too long. The air is way too thin. So I'm gonna do something a little less intensive and probably more fun. I'm just gonna have a nice leisurely walk. Wow. Holy shit. It's so much bigger than I thought. Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. Fuck, it's cold up here. I've got to run down because it is so fucking cold. Alright, it's morning time. I didn't freeze because I stayed in this RV. This guy Harsha is the real MVP. Otherwise it would have been 39 degrees, I think. How the fuck does this road go even higher? Like, I thought I was done. I thought I hit the peak yesterday. These are, can't really tell because of the scale. These are 5 or 6 foot embankments of snow. Just to remind you, this is July 2nd. If I want to get out of here, I've got to go around. Gonna fill my water bottle with some flowing spring water, or some snow melt rather. I'm getting soaked right now. This is some very nice real estate actually.
those flowers and stuff. So a lot of people, when they go on vacation, they go to places out in the Caribbean, like say the Cayman Islands, and you know, they're all perfectly nice places. It's just the issue is that for me, I'm the kind of person that needs stimulus. I need challenge. I need to be in a place where there's some adventure. So this is the faux construction site with a lot of paint and dust and all that. But it's all good. A chunk of the wall's ripped off, but I've slept in worse. I like how you're always like, yeah, thanks for describing my house as this.
I live here when you leave too, so.
That's all dust right there. Wow. Oh my God. Man, I got scared. This one was coming right here. But then it changed course last second and now it's just crossing the road. Hello. Good boy. This thing is so big. Wow, it's so heavy too. All the squeaking doesn't help. And the stupid hornets are up here. Shit. Probably disturbed a whole wasp's nest right now. They're buzzing around. Even my deadly natural fear of wasps is not enough for me to figure out a way to get down this thing. Sometimes I don't even know how I do half the things I do. Ugh. Alright, looks like I ended up climbing down the thing backwards. Somehow. Oh, Jesus, Jesus. No, 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 no. Nope, go away. That was a wasp. Hello. Look who came to watch the trains with me. Hi. Oh, nice. Right, here's some mountain water. This is how I fill up. It's clean. I can trust it for the most part.
happy. Listen, I'm not happy to be here. This is probably literally the only way into Redding, so might as well. So there is this barrier here, but if you push hard enough, you could potentially open it. So maybe if I wedge something here, I can keep it open for a little bit. Hell yeah. Who said you wouldn't have to use physics after school? Alright, now that's just enough space to get out of here.
I feel super dirty. I am tired, y'all. But I slept a good bit, maybe about 10-11 hours. I feel like I don't smell that great, personally, because of all the heat and the sweat and the dust.
Alright, back through the gates and onto the highway.
I don't think the camera captures it that well, but this was the most dangerous part of my trip. I had to sprint a mile down this narrow bridge on I-5, which has no shoulder and 2 thin strips of lane. Monday morning traffic rushed by at 60 miles per hour, a lot of which was gigantic trucks weighing tons like this behemoth carrying bales of hay. I'm surprised I even managed to film this.
Okay, I survived the freeway. Finally off of it, now I don't have to worry about it. That was probably the most dangerous road that I've gone down on in the state, possibly in my life.
At this point, my GoPro ran out of memory, and I'm filming with my cell phone. I didn't realize that the sound wasn't on either. I made it to the edge of Redding and found some wild blackberries to munch on. As I've mentioned before, I was smelling pretty bad by this point, so I went to take a dip in the lake. It would still be another few days before I could get a place to stay and even do my laundry. Since I didn't have a place, I went to a park and decided to camp out in some more wild areas, surrounded by deer and blackberry thorns. You might be thinking, I bushwhacked all this way, how am I gonna keep the trail clear, make sure no one's gonna come by? I can get these blackberry bushes back up to where they were with a stick, and that'll be my means of protection. No one's gonna want to go through that.
I'm not even looking at Lassen Peak right now because I've got to look at the road, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. Really dangerous curves out here. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I was not expecting that turn like that. It says geothermal something something, ground may give way underfoot. Oh, it smells so fucking bad. Alright, I'm gonna hold my breath for this. Oh. Whoo, dog. campsite for the night. Normally I wouldn't even bother with these kinds of spots, but it was $7, so figured might as well. That's a pretty good deal to have picnic table, bathrooms, a little fire pit, and storage so that bears don't come and eat my stuff. 2 bears just ran up right by the side trail here. The fire's not scaring them away. Yeah, I made sure to put like everything away in the bear box because I had some stuff on my bike and I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. But wow, they're really going at it. That is Mount Tallac, 10,000 feet. It's the one mountain that I've failed to climb, and the only reason I did was because I went up the super steep side, and I actually almost did it too by going up the steep end, but I was limited by time. I was renting a bike, and I had to return it in time. My old nemesis. I've come all this way just to kick your ass. This little dude has balls. Like, look at that. Like, unless I move, he's gonna try to take my bread. Hey. Hey. It's good bread, but hey, chill out. I just want to show you how tight these curves are. It says 10 miles per hour. When it does that, I have to like drag my foot against the ground to hit that speed. I don't remember this step ladder, but now I know I'm going the right way, and I can check against the map too. This is how I dropped 30 pounds in 1 second. Bam. And it's just me. It's a good thing to drop all that weight too, because the oxygen content up here is around 30 to 40% of what it is at sea level. Down there it's at about 20%, but I've already acclimated to that because I've slept overnight there. I don't even want to look up or down. I just want to look straight ahead at what I'm grabbing onto, and hopefully I'll just make it when I make it. Yeah, the loose rocks are always really sketchy. I don't know if the GoPro gives you a sense of the angle, but it's pretty steep too. Okay, this to me is the top as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going any farther. I see descents like these and I just think, am I sure I went up here? Me, a humble peasant? I kind of regret going up here, but at the same time I feel like I would have regretted not going up. Yeah. Essentially, I'm kind of lost, but I have to get down. Like, there's no alternative. Like, it's either that or freeze to death or get eaten by a bear. My water's down there, my food's down there, my flashlight's down there, so it's gotta happen. After going down that steep cliff, dealing with bears, mosquitoes, chipmunks trying to take my food, these rocky trails, and insane hills, all I can say is no one ever really conquers the Sierras conquer you. This is interesting. My stuff is all in disarray. It's all here, so I guess no one wanted to steal it, which makes me think maybe an animal got in and took all this shit. That was definitely an animal right there, because wow, those are some sharp claws too. So then I had to ride around for an hour and a half through the campground, trying to find a free spot so that I could stuff my junk in a bear-proof locker. Eventually I found a spot, slept, and I guess my body's not doing too bad after climbing a mountain. I guess it's gotten used to just being wrecked every day.
appreciate how ripped up my sleeping pad has gotten. Constantly tired, constantly hungry, always dirty, always losing something new or having something destroyed. Living the dream. You know it's bad when you're squeezing the sock and you just see all that black water come out. So this bread costs 60 cents for the loaf, and the cheese is from a wheel that's about, what, $800?
Yeah, $700-800. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Best meal ever.
Underneath, well, I mean, humans can. There's like openings there.
Tomorrow, I'm going to be passing by the very original stretch of the panoramic highway along Marin County that made me want to do this trip in the first place 3 years ago.
This car looks like it's falling over. This is absurd.
This is so insane.
Dude, how is this real? What god allowed this to happen?
You know, despite being along the coast for some of this trip, I've not touched the ocean once. So let's change that. I was just out at Subway. At a certain point, I have to go to the bathroom, so I go, I use it. And right after I go, I notice there's like this kind of burning sensation in my throat, and I feel like I have to throw up. My paranoid ass is thinking this is from the poison oak oil that's gotten on my hand. I ate it, it must have transferred to the sandwich in my mind's logic. And oh shit, now because I ate poison oak oil, now my airways have poison oak in them. That's it, I'm gonna fucking die right here in this bathroom, in this small suburb outside of Santa Cruz, in this fucking Subway restaurant, right? So anyway, I rinse out my throat. I think more likely I had food poisoning, and probably that was in response to something I had that was not good. It could have been the old rice and peanut sauce that I was having yesterday. I think I'm more shaken up than anything, because I always get so paranoid about this stuff.
Alright, some days you just wake up and you think, I live another day, and that's how I felt this morning.
It's always nice to start your day with deflated tires and a headache and recovery from food poisoning. That's just on top of being always hungry, always tired.
Alright, so much for a good camping spot. We've got poison oak and barbed wire right at the hill. They do not fuck around here. This has like some New England or northern Midwest feel. You'd never believe it's California. Decently hidden camping spot. Only shitty thing is there's poison oak literally everywhere, so I have to be careful where I set up. And look at how fucked up my sleeping pad has gotten. Oh, also I was sliding down this all night and ending up here.
I just saw a sign that said, oh, these are the last services for 76 miles. So let's hope my gallon of water keeps me good for then. I'm gonna try not to use too much for cooking, just so I have some to drink. So in about 5-6 miles, the ranches are going to end, the public land is going to start, the dirt road's going to begin, and I'm hopefully going to be able to camp out there. Okay, I've made it to the dirt road. It's total isolation, that's step one. Yeah, this is as remote as it gets. Here comes the first trial, seeing how deep the water is. It says road impassable when wet. Ugh. Ugh. Jesus Christ. Alright, it's not too bad. Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright. Fuck, dude. Oh, that's nice and cooling. Wow. I'm impressed by the amount of nothing that there is right here. Power lines, farmland, nothing but sky in the distance. 99 degrees. I can feel my tube deflating and spinning around, meaning my tire is fucking done, because no one gets 4 flats in 2 days. So I'm pretty sure I'm in Fresno proper now, and I would call it hell on earth, but it might not be everyone's version of hell, so I'm just gonna call it my own personal hell, because that's how I feel. Alright, so I haven't updated in a couple days because I've just been trying to fix my shit up. So what happened when I got to Fresno, my tires, one of them was completely ripped, and then the other one had like fibers sticking out, so I replaced both tires. I have to stop every 20 minutes or so just to rest in the shade because it's so freaking hot and dry. I'm just sweating like crazy. Even when I'm going downhill, I'm just going through hot air, so it's not bringing me any pleasure at all. I lost a lot of calories attacking the uphill yesterday, and the birds wouldn't shut the fuck up in the morning, and the farm animals were singing their song. So what a mess my life is. When it is 90 degrees outside, you would best believe I'm wading into that fucking lake. And I'm just going to immerse my whole body in water, because it is so freaking stupidly hot. Right now I'm plucking these spikes out of my tire, because this guy called me over to the side of the road and he had a flat. And then as I walked over to him, I ended up in the line of fire of a bunch of spiky plants, and now they're all over the tire. So that's what I get for trying to help. Okay, that's a beautiful view over there. None of it changes the fact that today kind of sucked, yesterday fucking sucked, a few days ago fucking sucked, tomorrow's probably gonna fucking suck. This has been my life for the past 2 months, and this road is still kicking my ass right now. In tonight's installment of Are You Fucking Kidding Me, it seems that I have lost my sleeping bag. Good morning. I probably look like hell. I slept 12 hours and I'm still exhausted. I see that I might be here for a couple of days. This place is huge. Personally, for me, I start getting altitude sickness around 7,000 feet. I'm very sensitive to it on the bike because I'm taking in as much air as possible. And so my body feels that the air is limited. So I'm guessing that's where I am right now. So you won't believe this, but the campground is entirely abandoned, meaning I have the whole damn place to myself. God damn, I can hear my every fucking sound. This is my bear killer. 2,000. Hope I don't have to use it. It might seem a little silly and superfluous, but it cannot hurt to take every possible precaution in bear country. Good morning. It's cold as fuck. It hit 47 degrees. I had to wrap a shirt around my face to keep warm. A good day for me would have been going out with some friends, maybe hanging out with them, watching a movie. And now, now my idea of success is finding a spring of water. So my standards have definitely lowered quite a bit. Get your heart going. That is the fastest I've gone on this trip and probably the fastest I'll ever go on a bike. That is insane. Good morning from the high desert. Who needs to go to Burning Man? You can just camp out in the desert and not spend $800 for it. Hell fucking yes. Tell me this ain't the most amazing thing right here. Yeah, this is nice. Morning, everyone. It is day 71 on the road. Wow. Who the fuck even, like, I can't even imagine saying that now. Like, it was such a long time ago when I started this. Playing this little game. I mean, it's life and death, really, where you have to use the turnouts so that the cars don't, you know, fucking kill you. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. This is a waste of my cell phone battery, and this truck behind me did not kill me. Excellent. Good job, sir. Thank you for not murdering me. I should also mention that despite this being a beautiful road, it's also probably one of the most dangerous of the whole trip. That's something I didn't really take into account. The reason why is because you have these winding mountain passes. Some people are going up slowly and chugging along. Some people are going down super quickly and they can't stop. It's only a 2-lane road. There's practically no shoulder in most spots. You can crash into a cliff or into the river. There are tons of trucks and pickup trucks going by. There are a few turnouts, which makes it a little safer. But really, this is not a safe road at all. So I just wanted to show you guys some new scenery and tell you that if I die, it's probably here. I managed to make it all the way out to Bakersfield by 11:30. That's before it's hit 102 degrees. Now the bad news is it's already in like the mid-90s right now. Got myself a hostel room, so rather than camping out, I'm just gonna chill in some air-conditioned space. The room itself was like 42 bucks. That's after like all the taxes and fees and all that. What is this absolute bullshit? You call this a sidewalk? You call this a business district? What a mistake this place was. Managed to actually get a room at this Econo Lodge. I'm gonna try to cool off because it's literally 100 degrees outside. I'm not exaggerating. Just gotta get up early and get the fuck out of here. Y'all see these things, these spiky things that are getting stuck constantly in my tire? These are the fucking bane of my existence. These things are so nasty. There's legitimately nothing around me. Look in this corner, nothing. Look in that corner, nothing. Look in that corner, nothing. Look in that corner, absolutely fucking nothing, dude. Just watched a rabbit run. Holy shit, that boy could jump, he could run, he had it all, man.
Alright, morning. It's about 8:30. Look at how screwed up my shoes are as far as just these needles go. These things hurt too. And there were a bunch of tiny ones just digging into me last night. So breakfast has just been 4 cookies. Didn't brush my teeth, not going to stretch yet, because I'm just concerned with getting the fuck out of here as quickly as possible before it's too hot. In fact, it's already too hot. Now there are ants all over my freaking food too. That is an absolute mess, because they'll ruin anything. They got into my cereal somehow, so that was very unappetizing. I didn't want to touch my cereal, that's why I had the cookies. Man, remember when I was in Washington, and so full of excitement and optimism. Now people are asking me, why am I doing this? And I don't have a really good answer for them. Y'all, I'm eating my cereal. I don't care. I've reached the point where I'm just saying, fuck it. If there are ants in it, I'm fucking eating them too. They can be for breakfast. In order to get the freaking flies off of me, I have to wave my shirt around like this. I'm glad no one's here because I look like a freaking maniac. But the worst part is they like to land on your face, so I have to smack myself in my face with my shirt. Fuck my life, dude. I was your age once. There used to be good times. I remember what those were like. I remember what fun was like. I remember when being on a bike was fun. This is atrocious.
there should not be this many insects around me right now. Fuck. I'm like breathing them in right now. Fuck you, mountains. I'm fucking done with you. I swear, I am not doing any mountain climbs higher than 4,000 feet for like the next 3 months. No. 6 months. No. 9 months. Maybe a year. Maybe 2 years. Okay, good morning, y'all. This is the route that I'm going down. Looks like it's gonna wind through the mountains a bit. So I'm very curious about these towers because, you know, they're out here. All right, there's just enough space for my big ass self to fit through here. Jeez, dude. This thing is super flat. And I really, really, really do not want to fucking change the tube right now. And here we've hit the slums of Malibu, the favelas. This is where all the B-list actors live. Alright, I just want to show y'all the serious bushwhacking I had to do last night to even get here, but look at that. This is like the jungle right here. Day 80, Jesus Christ, on the road. This is the beautiful LA River in Long Beach. Such a stunning, majestic river that many people have written many odes and bits of poetry for. You have ceased to be watching Fun Adventure months ago. You are currently in the process of watching the accelerated deterioration of my body and mind. Once again, they only want me for my food. This is the town of Avalon down there. It's so freaking steep that I'm pushing once again. This is another one of those roads where I expect to see no one for 16 hours for the fact that it's gated off and dirt. I'm already covered in sweat right now and losing tons of water. So yeah, this is my life. I am sweating like a hog right now. Look at me. Look at how disgusting I am. Honestly, feels like I'm in some remote road in Cambodia, looking out and seeing the road carved into the mountainside. 2 points I want to make. Point number 1, holy shit, son. Point number 2, this road is so steep and has no bearing that I don't think even some sort of four-wheel drive could get up this thing, dude. A lot of these moments are really tough, and when they're really tough, they do kind of suck. And, you know, no one wants to admit that what they're doing kind of sucks. But honestly, sometimes it does, especially if you're on these dirt roads, just climbing uphill, looking like this. Oh, wow. See, I always say, wow, at least once, because of something in the day. And for me, it's seeing that other island in the distance there. This is one of the first times in a long time that I felt kind of in the moment, you know, kind of present, rather than thinking of what's back home, or finishing up, or what's next, where I'm going, you know, just being here. Ow! Oh, goddamn. Just hit my foot against the rock as I was dragging. Well, see, now you know what I have to deal with. Just assume that the rest of the downhill looks like this, because it's so bumpy and so rocky and so fucking dangerous, dude. I feel like it should be kind of inspiring to go on an adventure like this, but y'all, it's difficult. It's so difficult. I hope you're entertained.
Hello friends, good morning. There's the sunrise on the other side. Here's the island.
So this is the beautiful road that I'm winding down today to get back into town. Anyway, it's very hard to film and hold the brakes, so I'll see you guys later. So I've decided to just be in town and not deal with the mountains. And then I thought, you know what? Since I'm in town, might as well enjoy a beautiful cup of ice cream, and this is what ends up happening to my ice cream. It's just so absurd at this point that it's kind of funny. This is pretty intense right now, because I'm going on these winding, bumpy parts. Well, I should probably slow down a bit. Holy shit, I hope I don't die, but if I die, at least it's on film. World star. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, didn't die. No world star fame for me. But you guys will not believe what just fucking happened. Look at this. Check out my back rack. This thing fucking snapped. There is, let me show you the other side for reference. This is what it should look like. It should be well connected, tethered, secured, locked. Holy shit, dude. That thing straight up broke, it looks like. I'm in such fucking disbelief. Like, how much more can the universe test me? Like, I'm not even mad. I'm just so beyond the emotion of anger. It's just absurd. It's just silly at this point. It's just funny. It's just gonna get more ridiculous. Look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. I've decided I'm not gonna have a bad time anymore. I'm literally over it. Like, I'm literally over getting depressed and angry. So I just don't care. There's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is keep going.
So this is the fog up in the mountains right now. Really stunning. But can we just talk about for a second the way that my shoes look right now?
This thing legit broke off. That's why I can't fill it with any air. Alright, time for a new one. I haven't seen tall buildings in such a long time that I'm seriously amazed. Part of the shock is that it's just been such a big jump. You know, I woke up this morning on an island. I saw the Milky Way last night. The fog was rolling in through the mountains. And now I'm surrounded by gigantic buildings. No hills, no mountains, just coast, just coast. 2 more days till I'm in Mexico. That's insane. Say rest in peace to my tent. It served me well, but now I don't even have stakes for it, so there's no point. And goodbye to these jeans that have lasted 3 months before they got this enormous rip in the crotch area. So I made it to San Diego. Doesn't feel quite exciting because it's just kind of suburban out here. This is day 87 on the road. Tomorrow's Tijuana. This is some bullshit, dude. They have like a police blockade and it's cutting out like literally the only way forward that I have. Alright, we're saying fuck it today. To the border. I still have to get a motel or something, so I'm really not trying to sleep out in the street there. I managed to get myself a room for just over 20 bucks. Overall for this trip I've only really spent no more than $70 and a couple cents for accommodation.
So, the phone I took on this trip has been kind of fucked, and the only evidence I have of even ending up in Mexico is a few pesos that I'm holding in the motel room I booked. Not that I was recording too much in Mexico. I remember filming myself crossing a bridge, a street scene, my bike stuffed into my tiny hotel room. I had reached my endpoint. So it was time for me to do what I had planned for my return and take one last massive excursion, riding a train across the country. 3 trains, actually.
So let's just take stock of how badly my bike has fallen apart. The padding has come off here, starting to come off here. Completely new tires, changed the tubes probably 15 to 20 times. Dirt from Catalina Island, and I'm sure some dirt still from Old Pinoch Road, which I was there a couple of weeks ago. The gear shifter is not quite as reliable as it used to be. My back rack, you saw that shit broke. The bottom of my bag is falling out. Literally on my last mile, I'm taking the bike down this hill to Union Station, where I'm catching the train to Chicago, and I run into this car that's turning this way, and you know, I talk to the guy, I'm like, well, nothing's damaged, nothing's broken, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, yeah, it is. So this is literally the last mile.
When I was asked by a customs agent in Vancouver why I was going down the west coast starting in Canada, I told her the truth, that I wanted to see some of the most beautiful parts of the world and some of the safest places in the country to cycle. I wanted to visit those major west coast cities I was so curious about all in one go. And along the way, I wanted to stop by as many national and state parks as I could, and yet at the same time, when an oil worker in Bakersfield asked me why in the hell I was going so far on my bike, the 102-degree sun frying my body, I told him the truth. All I could say was that I don't even know anymore. On the one hand, I was on an epic journey, a path to prove to myself I could accomplish something massive like this, something many people will never experience in their lives, and at the same time, I was just an anonymous guy on a bicycle going through farm fields and nowhere towns, someone you glimpse at past your car window who fades into the rear view in seconds. My first time on the road for this long, taking a massive journey of this scale seemed impossible until I had done it, and looking at a map of my progress, I'm sometimes in awe of how it was all done. Several lifetime experiences crammed into such a small space. Something that could never have happened if I was content with life at home and wanted to keep my same routine. A year later, I can trace the massive line from space, a dream made real. But 3,360 miles doesn't come overnight. It goes a little bit every day, one day at a time.